Take a look at this. A woman tearing down the American and Israeli flags at a bagel shop in Miami Beach, and then she puts them together on the ground and stomps on them. So she's on the loose. She was not caught for this. It was picked up on the camera, surveillance camera outside the shop. Today, there was a very interesting statement that was made, a lengthy statement, on the floor of the United States Senate by Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. He questioned, in part of it, the integrity or the thinking of some of his fellow Democrats and their reactions to what they're seeing in this country. Watch this.
Not long ago, many of us marched together for black and brown lives. We stood against anti-Asian hatred. We protested bigotry against the LGBTQ community. We fought for reproductive justice out of the recognition that injustice against one oppressed group is injustice against all. In the eyes of some, this principle does not extend to the Jewish people.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell came out and said that he closely associates himself with the comments of Senator Schumer. He got a lot of praise for what he said today. Religious leaders echoing those concerns and interests, calling on Congress to stand by Israel in their war against Hamas and to fight anti-Semitism here at home. Writing, quote, "We represent many faith traditions and have come together in one united voice to defend our shared humanity against barbarism and terrorism." We bring in Ralph Reed, founder and chairman of the Faith and Freedom Coalition, who is leading these religious groups' effort, calling for action from Congress. Ralph, good to have you here today. What was your reaction to what Senator Schumer had to say? What did you take away from it this morning?
I was very pleased. I was moved by it. I think it was a profile in courage, given, sadly, where the progressive left of the Democratic Party is today. And that's why, Martha, we felt like we had to make the statement that we made on Monday when we released our letter, as you mentioned, signed by some of the most prominent faith leaders and evangelical leaders in America, calling for the passage of an immediate military aid package to Israel so that it can win this war on Gaza and defeat and degrade Hamas. But we believe even more importantly, as important as that is, dealing with the real problem, which is their paymaster. That's the radical regime in Iran. We want the $6 billion that the Biden administration has released to Iran to be frozen. We want the Maximum Pressure Act passed so that we reimpose crippling sanctions on their oil and energy programs because they use those tens of billions of dollars in profits to fund terrorism throughout the region and throughout the world. And finally, we believe, Martha, that religious bigotry against any group is a threat to all people of faith and all of our common humanity, and we just did not feel that we could remain silent.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. It seems that there's now, a couple of different areas that it's okay to openly criticize. And I thought it was very interesting that he mentioned the specific groups that he had supported and marched with. And he was taken aback that those same people who marched with him after George Floyd or for trans rights or LGBTQ rights, that now they were turning on him, turning on the Jewish people. And he expected that they would be there standing by his side in this effort as well. What does that say about where we are as a country, Ralph?
Well, it's very scary. October 7th was the worst massacre of Jews to occur since the Holocaust. It's the worst single attack on the state of Israel since the founding of the modern state in 1947. And it's starting to look, Martha, even in our own country, even though we have said for decades, never again and never forget, that it ripped the scab off of a simmering and dark and dangerous anti-Semitism, and we've got to do something to fight it.
Yeah. And, it's important to recognize that the Palestinian people need to be freed from Hamas. And we will continue to cover this, all angles of this story. Ralph Reed, thank you very much. Good to have you with us today.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.